Hi guys. So this is the first lecture, okay, of our course on statutory audit. I am promising you, if you see this video till the end and you do it very well, okay, you will be able to clear your interviews. You will understand what type of questions that can be asked in a stat audit interview. Also, I understand that many people, many students, they have not done practically stat audit. Okay, even they have not done stat audit only, because in the majority of the cases, okay, what we have seen, okay, that there are CA firm does not have that much of stat audit of private limited clients as well. Okay, so they don't know what is the actual how the working is done in the big four organization, or also in a small, say, even in a mid-sized CA firm. But they want to get into a stat audit because after clearing CA this exams, okay, you will majority roles that you will get is in stat audit domain only. Okay, before that stat audit, we will start, okay, see how the practically before how this done. Why you should join this stat audit domain? Okay. I have been after qualifying CA November 18, I qualified. Okay, I have 5 years of experience. I've worked in stat audit in PwC also, and then EY, KPMG. So stat audit is something which only CA can do. Okay, so long term prospects is definitely high for you, because this is something which CA only can do, nobody else can do. So that's a competitive advantage for us as a chartered accountant. So this question is always asked, like, why you want to do a stat audit? Okay. So this is something what I feel you should say. This is something that is our bread butter. That is why we have become a chartered accountant to stat audit. It's a primary responsibility for us, and it's a big shoulder responsibility on our shoulders to give a true and fair view of the financial statements. Okay, so our signature carries a lot of value. So that's why stat audit, I always wanted to get into this field. Okay, so this is something you can say this answer. Okay, so I will be keeping this course in form of a question answer format, so that my job is make sure that if you're enrolling in our course, okay, you're able to crack your interview. Most of the times, what happens is that if the content is too much practical, okay, you're not able to articulate because you have not done in articles if anything on stat audit. Okay, so you're not able to articulate yourself in interview. So I have made this course thinking that you don't know anything about audit. So how you will be able to present yourself in interview, I'm also covering that as well. Apart from in after going through the course, even if you have any doubts, I will be more than happy to resolve them. You can email me, and also I will be taking mock interviews as well. Okay, if personally, if needed. Okay, but make sure that I will make sure that you are able to do it very well. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I'm sharing the Excel sheet. Okay, I'll be sharing the Excel sheet where we'll be discussing what type of question answers that can become in an interview, and also first of all how the practically things are happening in Big Four, how the audit is done. So our first lecture will be on that only. I hope you are able to see the screen right now. Okay, so how practically uh, the audit is done, stat audit, statutory audit is done in Big Four organization. Is done in Big Four organization. I have not prepared any slides or something. What I have learned, I'm straightforward helping you out. Okay. And trust me, the content will definitely help you. As it has helped a lot of people. So I have made this thing in such a manner so that you are able to clear the interview. That is the most important thing for me. Okay. Just a second. I'm saying I'm starting the recording here. I have started the recording also. Okay. So the question is very important. Okay. I have already discussed. Okay. The question that is very much asked. Okay. Why statutory audit? Right. Why statutory audit? You should be preparing beforehand. Statutory audit. Why statutory audit? I have made a video on it also. Why statutory audit? This is a very important question which you should be knowing beforehand when you are going for an interview, because they will be asking you this question. Okay. Now, stat audit, I feel is this is the answer you can say is this is CA monopoly work. Okay, this is the this is one area. This is one area where CA has a monopoly power, where CA has monopoly work. Okay, okay, monopoly work. Okay, only CA can do stat audit. You can see, you can do the stat audit. Okay. So this is something you can say very well. Okay. So this is when you can do the stat audit. And someone who likes to go through the business, this go, go through the financials of the businesses, business, risk, financials. You can say this way, okay? They will like to go through the businesses, risk, financials, okay? I like traveling. You can also say that I like traveling, finding out mistakes, finding out any loopholes. You can say these things, mistakes. So you can say these things, okay? Monopoly power, CA only can do it, and nobody else can do. So those are the things that you can say in this answer, okay? What you can say in this, that only CA can do. This is the core competent. This is our core competent area. This is our core competent area. Okay, only CA can do, nobody else can do. Like in taxation, anybody else can do. This is something which I can do. That's why I like this area. And also in my articleship times, you have to say this, okay? Even if I have not done it, it is very in my articleship times, in my articleship times, I have gone through it. So I have a fair amount of experience also in it. I have fair amount of experience in it. Okay. So this is something that you can say. Okay. So this is something you can say. Okay. Okay. Now the second question that is very much asked. Okay. This is what they will be asking you. How practically the stat audit is done in a big four organization. Okay. This is very, very important question that will be asked to you. How practically the statutory audit is done in a big four organization. Or they can ask you what are the different stages in audit. Okay, so they can ask you this also. So they can ask this question, what are the different stages in an audit? Okay. So what you can say in this, okay, there are planning stage, execution stage, and completion stage. Completion stage. There are three stages in an audit or in a big four organization. Okay. So the questions generally will be asked on this only. They might ask you, okay, in the planning, what are the things that we'll do in planning? Okay, what are the things we'll do in execution? Or what are the things that we'll be doing in the completion stage? So we'll be going each and everything in deep detail. Okay. Now, very important is the planning stage. Okay. So what are the things you will do in planning and then execution and this? So please understand the if you go through this video, you will understand that everything will be covering from this only. So this is the thing that they will be asking you. Planning is a very important thing. What is planning? What is this? Okay. So this is what they will be asking you in the interviews. In how practically the stat audit is big for organization, or what are the different stages in an audit? You can say there is practically there is first planning, then execution, then there is a completion stage. Okay. Now in the planning stage, okay, when you do the planning or in a big four, so how will you do the planning? Okay. So what are the steps performed? What steps perform while doing audit, while doing the audit planning? Or the question can be asked, okay, how do you start an audit? Okay, so anyway, they can ask you this question. So you should be very much good with this. Okay. So in the planning stage, I would suggest, okay, what are the things that you will do in a planning stage? Okay, there are few steps that you will be doing. first of all, uh, you have to understand when you have already done an interview, okay? So number one step that when you do start an audit, what we will be doing, okay? We will apply some common sense while saying this answer, okay? And maybe you have done some audit, then you realize this, okay? When you start an audit, what we'll do first, okay? You will see whether this is my first whether this audit has been our first engagement, or the we have done this audit, we have done this audit, but somebody else has done this audit, okay? So that is the thing that you have to check it, okay? So first step will be like we have to check, we have to check that is this the first time we are doing audit of this entity, of this business entity, or someone else from our firm in the past has done the audit, right? So this is something that we will be checking very well. Okay. Number two, what we will do. Number two, suppose if we have just done audit by somebody else organization, okay, some other businesses has done this audit, okay. So we will, if audit is done, if audit is done by some other auditor, audit is done by some other auditor, then we need to go through their past audit reports, observations, etc. Observations, etc. In this. Okay. So we will go through this. We'll go through the past audit or report and observation, etc. Okay. Um, right. Right. The audit is done by some other auditor. We need to go through the audit objections of it, etc. Number three, what you can do out here. Okay, what steps you perform while performing audit planning? We have done this of him. Next thing is you will understand the business entity. You will understand the business entity environment, internal control, and what are the business risks involved. So you have to understand this. How you will understand this? Now, this is very important. SA 315 is also there on this. We have to go through this very well. Okay, SA 315. You will be doing some risk assessment procedures. You will be doing some risk assessment procedures. Okay, risk assessment procedures you will be doing out here. Okay. Now, this is very, very important. How will you understand the business? Now, the question is like, how will you understand how you understand the business? Okay, you will read the annual reports, you'll read the past annual reports, past annual reports, and all. You will be reading them. Past annual reports, financials, okay, observations, auditor observations, everything. Auditor observations, okay. The past track record of the directors, the past history of management, so that you will be seeing everything. Okay, whether there is any fraud allegations on the management, you will be going through them very well. Okay, then you will do the risk assessment procedure. In the risk assessment, you will check the inherent risk, control risk, what type of inherent risk and control risk is there, whether the entity has proper internal control. So this you will be checking properly. Okay, this is very, very important that we will be doing out here. Okay, apart from this, number five that you will be doing, okay, you will be understanding the business, you will do the risk assessment procedure. Whenever you're given the audit, you will do the understand the business, you will do the risk assessment procedures. Once you have done the understand the business, you have understood the risk assessment procedure, okay. The next thing what you will do, you have understood the business, you have done the risk assessment procedure, okay. everything have got a good amount of idea. Then generally when you do a Big Four audit, then there is a kickoff meeting. In the kickoff meeting, these things are discussed. In the kickoff meeting only, the kickoff meeting of Big Four, the where the managers, where manager will be there, senior manager will be there, okay, associate will be there. They will be discussing on these areas only. Associate, where they will discuss on these areas, on these areas. About the business, about the business, about the above 4 points discussed. Okay, so this is the thing that will be discussed. Okay, now once this is done, okay, they will go to the client. Okay, then the maybe the associate. Okay, the associate or a senior associate now will go to the client. Will go to the client. Now we'll go to the client, and then when they will go to the client, okay, when they will go to the client, they will discuss on, okay, they will go to the client, okay, and they will know about the business. They will know more about the business entity, environment, and everything. They will, okay, they will do the walkthrough testing. They will do walkthrough also out here. So walkthrough is nothing. They will do the walkthrough of the business processes. Business processes. They will do the walkthrough of the business processes, get an understanding about the businesses. At this time, they will do the materiality testing also. They will be doing the determination of materiality will be done right now. We're just touching upon the concepts. Each and every concept we will be discussing in deep detail in the coming sessions. So don't worry if you don't understand anything. The determination of materiality will be done after this. Okay. Now in the materiality, there are different types of materiality there. Overall materiality is there. Overall materiality is there. Performance materiality is there. Okay. Then CTT is there. Clearly critical threshold, which has different names. Okay. So this will be done. So this is the part of an audit stages. Okay. This is audit planning. In the planning, you will do these things. Okay. You will see with this audit, and then audit is understand the business risk assessment procedure will be done. Okay. Then once this understanding is done, kickoff meeting, they will do the determination of materiality levels, how much time. Okay. And then signing off the LOE, then there will be signing of the engagements. Okay. Signing of engagement letter. Okay. Signing of engagement letter. So these things will be there in the planning stage, where we will be going through the everything in deep detail, what we need to do, so that apart from this, you will decide the nature, timing, extent of audit procedures. We'll be discussing this in deep detail. The nature, timing, extent of audit procedure. What will be the nature, timing, and extent of the audit procedures that will be performed in this. Okay. So this is the thing that you will be doing in an audit planning stage. In deep detail, what will be the practically stat audit. So the questions in interview, okay, when you see, okay, the questions can be asked, what is risk assessment procedure? How will you understand the business? So any questions can be asked, how will you determine materiality? Okay. So that is how you will be going through each and everything. Then comes the execution, and then it comes the completion. The each and every stages, the questions will be asked, okay, and the more you understand this way, the better it is. If you understand the sequence, then it is easier for you to give an interview in a Big Four and crack the interview very well. Now comes the execution stage. Now in the execution stage, okay, in the execution stage, what we do, or we will take this in the another video, okay. So this is execution and then the completion stage.